he's like an old bodybuilder. He's got like anabolic diet. We'll have a picture of him up on the screen. I don't watch his video.
And so he quite literally says, I don't watch his videos. Yet he speaks about what I say in my videos. Last I checked, if you haven't watched my videos, you can't tell the people what I'm saying. Coach Greg, and in today's video, Hamza calls out Coach Greg. He called out the wrong guy. You've seen my response videos in the past. Do I ever lose them? And so the video is called 5 Biggest Reasons You Can't Gain Muscle. And in the video, he blames Coach Greg. My videos, the ones on YouTube, of which he hasn't watched, gonna prove to you. And so by the end of the video, you're gonna say, Hamza, you got it wrong. Yo, Coach Greg, an apology. Please go watch his videos because you're in fact telling people the opposite of what I'm saying.
I think I built a pretty good physique. Here's some good pictures of me. I've been on this journey now for about 8 years.
I've watched his videos and he does have an amazing physique, far above average. And so I do think he's a guy that represents walking the walk and talking the talk. Unfortunately, he got this one wrong.
I saw these dickheads, and you probably see them as well, who are telling you not to bulk, and instead they're telling you to do what's called main gaining.
I thought I was just a manlet. Now I'm a dickhead? Oh, heavens forbid.
Who is it who says this shit? It's a really popular YouTuber, like he's like an old bodybuilder. He's got like anabolic diet.
Oh, he's an old bodybuilder. 47 last I checked, not that old. It's not as old as Grandma Josephine, she's 98.
We'll have a picture of him up on the screen. I don't watch his video.
And so he quite literally says, I don't watch his videos. Yet he speaks about what I say in my videos. Last I checked, if you haven't watched my videos, you can't tell the people what I'm saying. And so he's showing video after video of videos I've done, but he hasn't watched them. And so do you really think he doesn't know my name?
Say my name.
I could understand him mispronouncing it, saying Greg Doucette, Greg Douche, Greg Douchebag. But you at least know it's freaking Coach Greg. Does anyone think a guy with over 1 million followers making YouTube videos for a living doesn't know Coach Greg? Come on!
There's people out there right now that for a long time have been telling young men not to bulk.
Yeah, I tell young men not to bulk if they're already fat. If you're already fat, you've already bulked. You don't need to bulk again. On the other hand, I've quite literally made videos saying exactly when you should bulk. If you're very lean, single-digit body fat, you don't have enough energy, you're not eating enough, you need to go on a bulk. I've literally listed people. For example, Tristan Lee, Jeff Cavalier. I stated these guys should bulk up. They should eat more. I have the videos. Why didn't you watch them, Hamza? Why didn't you watch them?
Fitness influencers essentially tell you not to bulk, not to gain weight, not to get stronger.
Really? I'm a world champion powerlifter and bodybuilder. Do you really think I made videos saying, hey people, what you should avoid doing is getting stronger? Never try to increase your strength. You know why? Because progressive overload, training harder than last time, that is a mistake. That is a recipe for disaster. Why would anyone want to get stronger? I've in fact done the opposite. I continually preach that people train like pussies. They're not training hard enough. You need to train harder than last time. How hard? Harder than the time before. So if anything, you could criticize me for encouraging people to work out too hard. Oh, that Coach Greg, he keeps saying you should train harder than last time. I don't think people should do that. I think it's a bad idea. You should leave 3 reps in reserve. Don't push yourself. Central nervous system, it can't recover. That guy's on HRT, admittedly.
And it took me years to realize that I was scammed by these guys. You want to know the tip, bro? The single most important thing for you to do to build muscle, it's not to main gain, it's not to do this shit.
Yeah, main gain, if you're at a healthy weight, rather than bulking up, you just keep eating the same amount of food, stay at about the same body fat, and increase your muscle and strength from there. And so, for example, if you're 15% body fat, you know, a very healthy weight, rather than think you need to bulk and cut, just main gain. However, if you're really lean, overly small, you need more body fat, then I encourage you to bulk up. And if you're obese, as in you're above 25% body fat for men, for example, I suggest you slowly reduce your body fat by being in a small calorie deficit. All the while, you're still training hard using the principles of progressive overload, which is training harder than last time. And you slowly, over time, build muscle.
Genuinely, I'm not even trying to disrespect him. I genuinely don't remember his name or anything. I don't watch fitness YouTube videos.
No, I'm generally not trying to disrespect him. He's a dickhead. He's an old bodybuilder. I don't watch any of his videos. No disrespect.
You know, they say this bullshit of like how to gain muscle and lose fat at the same time. They say this, and it's such a scam, and I believed it.
It's funny for us, it's not for you. Is there anything wrong with encouraging somebody who's overweight that wants to lose weight on how they could build muscle and lose fat at the same time? And so we have a guy like Brentley, for example. He was 540 pounds. He's down into the low 400s. He's a fitness influencer. He watches Coach Greg. And so is it a bad thing that I give advice on how he could lose body fat and build muscle at the same time? Or should he be on a bulk? He's trying to gain more muscle. And so how is it bad for me to offer information on how they could lose fat and build muscle at the same time? After all, the majority of people are overweight. And so is it bad? Is it wrong to tell people, hey, guess what? I know you're overweight, you got 50, 100 pounds to lose, but guess what? You can remove some of that fat while lifting weights and building muscle and losing fat all at the same time. Watch these videos. Listen to my advice. How is that bad?
And it took me years to realize that I was scammed by these guys.
Really? He hasn't watched my videos. He says he hasn't watched them, but yet he's been scammed by my videos without watching them. That would be like saying, I've been scammed by the Liver King. He was on growth hormone, said he was natural. Really? Had you ever heard of the Liver King? No, I never watched him. I don't know who he is. But I was scammed by him. How dare you, Liver King? You never watched his videos. How could you be scammed by him? You don't even know my freaking name.
Bulk. The single most important thing for you to do is to bulk.
Really? It's not volume, intensity, time under tension, progressive overload? How much rest you're getting? Guess what it is? It's bulking. It's how much you eat. That is the most important thing to do. And so as long as you're on a bulk, eating a ton of calories, well, you're all set. That's the most important thing. Why? Because Hamza said so. And so, yeah, Hamza has a great physique, looks good. But where is his education? Where has he studied all this? How many thousands of clients has he coached? I don't think a lot. I'm not sure. I don't know. But I would be willing to bet, and a bet a lot, that I've spent a lot more time researching this than him.
130 pounds, and I was cutting or eating at maintenance volume because these dickheads were telling me you'll gain muscle and lose fat at the same time.
And so if you're 120 or 130 pounds or underweight or too lean, why would you say that these dickheads would have said to keep starving yourself? Do you know what this dickhead actually said? Said, if you're too lean, eat more. If you're underweight, you need to eat more.
If you have a low body weight, you need to bulk because you need to up the body weight to become like a man of respectable size and strength and mass.
Yeah. If you're underweight and you weigh 120 or 130 pounds, you're 6 feet tall, of course you need to eat more. When have I said 120 pounds? Oh, lose fat, build muscle at the same time. Oh, you're 8% body fat? I know what you should do. Go on a cut. Have I ever once in my life said this? And so, how freaking dare you? I do not promote people get to 5% body fat. I do the opposite. I encourage all people to be at a healthy weight. And if you watch my videos, you would know this.
Generally, if you're like an average height guy, like 5'7", 5'8", 5'9", you should aim for like 180, which is way heavier than most people would actually get to.
And so more specifically, 5'7", 5'8", 5'9", if you're under 180, that's pathetic. How dare you be so scrawny, so weak, so puny? Is that the kind of advice, is that the kind of fitness influencer that you want to follow?
I'm 6'1" and about 190 pounds. I want to go up to like 220, 230, 240 pounds. You want to be thick as a guy.
And so if you're a 6'1", tall guy like him, what's 190? That's pathetic. You should be at least 220, 230, 240. You remember Mr. Olympia, Chris Bumstead? He weighed in under 240. 6'1". And so if you're a taller guy like 6'1", well, you should weigh as much as Chris freaking Bumstead. And so what standards has Hamza set for us? How could we ever hope to achieve what he expects of us?
Nice to be like shredded and aesthetic, that's nice. But to look good lean, you need to first bulk up heavy.
And so based on your advice, if you don't bulk up heavy, you don't really force the bulk, you can't put on all this muscle. What logic, what reasoning, what research, where did you believe and learn this nonsense?
The dickheads who are telling you to not bulk, don't cut, maintaining. And obviously they say this because it gets more likes to tell people like, you'll gain muscle and lose fat at the same time. Whoa.
And so he says again, the dickheads who say you should gain, and the reason to do that is because it gets you more likes. It does not. You make way more money by telling people you need to bulk up and then go on a diet. I'd say, hey everyone, you need to buy my freaking cookbook, low calorie, delicious recipes, amazing for the big eaters. You buy the book, lose the weight, and then after 3 months I say, oh, time to bulk up. Get my bulk book. The Bulk King book. My weight gainer shakes. You need to eat everything and anything. Oh, and now you need to hire me again because you need to know how to lose weight again. And so you get clients back and forth year after year. They need to rehire you. Mine, which encourages people to stay at a healthy weight and do that for the rest of your life. One time, keep it for the rest of your life. You don't need me anymore. Which makes more money? And which are you more likely to click on? You can eat everything you want, lots of food. You get to bulk up. Then you have to diet. Multiple videos. Videos on how to bulk, videos on how to cut. Way more content. Or everything is about maintaining a healthy weight. Which actually gets more eyeballs and which actually would make more money.
The critique that I have to these dirty bulk guys, which no one has ever said in the fitness industry before, calories are not the same.
Really? No one has ever said that. That you need to eat healthy food. What do I preach in all my videos? Eat from 4 food groups. What do I preach? Low calorie dense foods. Fruits and vegetables. Eat lots of fiber. 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight for most people, and to get in your healthy fats. Eat a variety of food. I don't promote carnivore. I don't promote keto. I don't promote intermittent fasting. I don't promote OMAD. I promote eat a balanced, healthy diet. And so how am I bad? How am I being called out?
30 grams of protein from whey protein will build you more muscle than 30 grams of protein from some bullshit like vegan protein, soy or some shit.
Have I ever said that 30 grams of protein from any source is exactly the same in terms of building muscle? I've literally made videos describing why it's not. Why different proteins have more quality than others. How it's harder if you're vegan or vegetarian to get in the quality protein that you need. But how would he know this? He doesn't watch Coach Greg.
100 grams of carbs from ice cream compared to 100 grams of carbs from potatoes will change your body composition.
And so do I promote if it fits your macros? Do I promote this? Guess who's done that in the past? Jeff Nippard. Remember his old channel, Ice Cream for PRs? Jeff Nippard, huge proponent of if it fits your macros.
I can do that by just fitting it into my calorie or macro targets without compromising my results at all.
I encourage people to eat low calorie dense foods, lots of fiber, a variety of nutrients. But one thing I do know to be factual, unless of course you're from the universe of Bart K, is that calories in, calories out will always work. And so if you're not losing weight, it's because you're not in a calorie deficit. And I'm not saying that different nutrients don't affect the body differently. For example, it takes more calories, energy to digest protein than it does to digest carbs or fat. And so if you eat 1,000 calories of fat versus 1,000 calories of protein, you're going to store more body fat eating the fat than you will eating the protein. But when we talk about calories in and calories out, you have to balance both sides of the equation. If you take in 1,000 calories and it's all shit, it's all licorice and candies, and it negatively impacts your hormones, then your body will burn off fewer calories. Your BMR will go down. If you're not eating enough protein, you have less muscle, you have less energy, your NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis will go down, and so your energy output will decrease. And so just because 2 people are eating the same exact calories doesn't mean they'll lose or gain the same amount of weight. It all comes down to how much calories are you actually burning and how much are you taking in. But at the end of the day, it's still calories in, calories out. It's just depending on the food you eat, you may in fact burn off more calories. Got it? Does that make sense? I mean, I've only said this in 100 videos, and so since Hamza hasn't watched any of them, well, he probably doesn't know that I've explained this.
And people are clicking on it because it's like, whoa, he gets to eat whatever he wants. Whoa, amazing.
And so what do I say? I say it's all about balance. And so, for example, every client who hires me, 1 time a day, they can eat whatever they want. I don't care if it's a chocolate bar, ice cream, whatever is not healthy. Once a day. The rest of it, for the most part, it's healthy. And on any given day, they're allowed to substitute one of the meals that are in the program for anything they want, so long as it's within the calorie allotment provided. And so which diet do you think you're more likely to stick to? The one that you can only eat healthy all the time, or mine? 95% of diets fail, and I know this. I've coached for decades. And so with my diet, my coaching plans, my cookbook, my Circle diet book, that's right, I wrote a book, How to Lose Weight, Keep It Off for the Rest of Your Life. Might take you 6 hours to read, and trust me, if you read this book, you will know more than Hamza. By far. Immediately, you'll be able to apply this in your own life. How am I going to lose this weight? I gained weight 2023. It's time to lose weight. New Year's resolution. Why not this year actually make a resolution that you can stick to?
Stop eating shit. You will feel like shit. You will perform like shit. it, but you'll get more views on YouTube. That's why they do this.
Yeah, exactly. We preach the same thing. When you eat the shit food, the sugar food, you're releasing dopamine. Dopamine makes you feel good. And so you're thinking, well, I'm getting all this dopamine from the junk food. I'm just going to keep eating. I can keep binging. It makes me feel good. Then you overeat, you have less energy, you crash, you burn, you sleep, you don't recover. And so how are you going to get out of this? By eating a balanced diet. All 4 food groups, fruits and vegetables, proteins, healthy fats. You can get my frigging cookbook. Remember, you want all of this or coaching plans by me and my team, use code GREG. Click the link in the description. It gets you 10% off. Use code GREG right now.
7 videos this morning. I've almost done a week's worth of work at 9 a.m.
Was your entire week's worth of work done this morning? Probably not. So you have to balance out going to work, raising a family, going to the gym, having motivation and so on. And I understand this. When I design my personalized coaching plans, I take into account everything. And trust me, if you've received my plans, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Highly detailed, highly specific, helping everyone to reach their goals. I care, we care. Please consider getting a personalized coaching plan by Coach Greg.
Third reason why you're not gaining enough muscle is your testosterone's probably too low. The majority of men have low testosterone levels.
The next reason he says you're not gaining muscle, low testosterone. And he says, fix up your diet. And that is what I say. That's the first thing. And one of the things you need to do is understand if you're too lean, your body can't produce the optimal hormones, which is why I keep telling people, if you're too lean, you need to eat more calories. Now, if you're still suffering from lower testosterone and you want to try to prevent going on HRT, highly suggest you give G-test or 3-test a try. Andrew Huberman on the Joe Rogan podcast described Tom Catalee, Ali's favorite, as you know, and Fedosia agressus each can increase testosterone levels by 1 to 200 nanograms per deciliter each. Remember, these are not the test boosters of old. You're thinking, test boosters are a scam. The old ones with primitive ingredients, yeah, they never really worked that much. But the testosterone boosters of today, G-test, 3-test, highly recommend you give it a try.
Fourth reason that I can think of whilst you're not gaining enough muscle. You're simply not training hard enough.
And so imagine if you had watched Coach Greg's videos. What do I say? What is my catchphrase? Train harder than last time. I literally have a sign in my gym. I'm looking up at it during bike races. I'm looking over. I want to quit. It's so hard. I stare at the sign. Train harder than last time. And when you're in the gym, that is what you tell yourself. I'm going to push harder. I'm going to train harder than last time, no matter where you're at. And no, not every day. Not every day are you going to be able to go in and push harder. You're going to have off days. You feel sick, you run down, whatever. But eventually you need to look in the mirror and say, I can do better. I can push myself harder than freaking last time.
You've got to push to that level of intensity, and not all the time, but you should have the capability to go to like a 9 out of 10, maybe a 10 out of 10.
And so his only flaw really is he didn't watch my videos. And so is it really his fault? Well, kinda, because he didn't watch my videos. But it's not as though he watched them and he's deliberately lying about what I'm saying on purpose. He just doesn't know better. And so I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to allow him to watch this video and watch some of my videos and allow him to make a different video and see if he changes his mind. Perhaps he'll make a video and say, I misjudged that Greg guy. And so in the comments section, let me know what you think. Did Hamza get it right? Have you watched my videos? And if you haven't watched my videos, don't comment. I don't want to hear from you. Oh yeah, this and this. Remember, looking at the title of a video, perhaps seeing a picture and not watching it, it doesn't count. Don't judge a book by its cover. Don't judge me by the thumbnails, the titles, or even my own physique. You don't know what's really on the inside. You don't know how I think or what I do or my goals, my motivation. I'm trying to help you. And I'm very passionate about this. I care about helping people to lose weight, keep it off, and live their best lives. Hamza feels the exact same way. We have the same exact goals. We want to help people. I'm highly educated and I know a lot about this, and I am in fact 47. I'm guessing he's in his early 20s. And so does he have the experience, the knowledge that I have? How could he? He's a young guy. Perhaps in 20 years from now, he'll make another video and he'll completely change his tune.
Guys who are in university, who party, who take drugs, who drink, who go to sleep at like 2 a.m. I was one of them, and still build an okay amount of muscle.
Yeah, so what? He's not building as much muscle. If he got proper sleep, proper recovery, he'd build more muscle. And so just because you build some muscle without sleeping enough doesn't mean you don't need your sleep. And so just because you can build muscle without optimizing something doesn't mean it's not important. And so if you're struggling to get your sleep, consider getting Delta Sleep. It has a variety of ingredients to help you get to sleep faster and get a better, more restful, quality night of sleep. Go and watch the entirety of Hamza's video, see if I cherry picked it. Watch it start to finish and say, did he get that right? Is that actually what Greg preaches? And don't forget, watch one of those bloops. Follow me on Instagram, Greg Doucette IFB Pro. The cookbooks, training books, the Circle Diet book, coaching plans by me and my team, phone consults, HLT supplements. Please use code Greg, 10% off. And until next time, I am out.